easy go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? KTB Gaming here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy and excited to make a new video. Today we're going to be talking about Akimbo in Modern Warfare and just how wonderful Akimbo is. So one thing that you have to know about Akimbo is that Akimbo means two guns or dual wield. Now the only things that are Akimbo are the pistols currently in Modern Warfare. I do really hope that in the future they add more Akimbo guns, maybe Akimbo MP7s. I would love to see that, honestly. Something you have to know about Akimbo is once you have Akimbo equipped, it will take up your perk slot within your gun on the gunsmith tab. This means that you're only allowed to use 4 other attachments along with those guns. So here we go. The guns in question are all of the pistols that are available in Modern Warfare. These pistols are the X16s, or as we know them, the Glocks, the M1911s, or in the game as they're known as 1911, the .357 or 357 Magnum pistol revolvers, the M19s, or better known as the 6-hour P226, and the .50 or 50 GS, better known as the Desert Eagle or Deagle to us Modern Warfare players. Each and every gun has its very own challenges that are very unique to the gun. For example, the X16s are 3 kills in 5 different matches using the sleight of hand perk. The 1911s are 3 kills in 5 different matches using the Mo Money perk. The 357s are getting 3 kills in 5 different matches using the Recon perk. M19s are 3 kills in 5 different matches using Frangible Wounding perk. And the 50 caliber is 3 kills in 5 different matches using the FMJ perk. Now, if you were to ask me, I think the best way of getting all these guns is to cycle them out through your game. I would make 5 different classes with the secondaries in there, and I would slowly work on them, where in each and every single game you would get 1 game completed out of the 5 completed. Then after 5 games you would officially have Akimbo for that weapon. So some interesting things to know is that some weapons will not fire the exact same. What I mean by that is the Desert Eagles I do not recommend firing alternatively, which means you fire the left one then the right one. And I say this because they have a lot of recoil, and the recoil doesn't reset if you go left, right, or right, left. The exact same applies for the 357 Magnums. They are the exact same with their recoil being extremely high. But as for the other weapons, the 1911s, the X16s, and the M19s, I do recommend alternative fire because alternative fire increases your fire rate, and those guns have very small recoil, and that recoil is able to set in between shots. As for actual performance of weapons, the guns do not have any more ammo than you started with before. They do not do any more damage, and they don't have any increase or decrease within the range of the weapon. All of these things were stuff that we've seen in previous Modern Warfare and previous Call of Duty games, but this is the first time that none of those have been ever affected with the Akimbo perk attachments. Now, something that you do lose by using the Akimbo perk is your aim down sight ability, and now without an aim down sight ability, some perks and attachments are a little bit useless. So that brings us into the next part, is which attachments to use on your Akimbo pistols. Personally, I use the Kar 98K, and my secondary is dual wield Glocks, and with my dual wield Glocks I will use a 1 milliwatt laser because this increases the hip fire, because obviously you are only being able to hip fire here. There is no aim down sight, so hip fire accuracy is very, very important. All pistols, no matter dual wield or not, I always run the lightweight trigger because the lightweight trigger lets you shoot way faster, and especially with those that are dual wield, you get an immensely increased fire rate cap. I like to use the monolithic suppressor because the monolithic suppressor oftentimes gives you a lot of range, and this extra range gives you the ability to do more damage at farther ranges, obviously. This means that every single shot is going to do a slight bit more damage, so using the monolithic is a great choice. We're left with exactly 2 more attachment slots, so I like to add a barrel attachment. The barrel attachment will often increase both damage and range and decrease your aim down sight speed, but as you remember, the aim down sight speed does not matter whatsoever when we're using the Akimbo attachments. The last thing that I recommend is changing the clip or the ammo. If you're using the revolver, obviously you're going to use Snake Shot. Snake Shot is broken. It is like the brand new model 1887 for Modern Warfare 2. As for all the other guns, I personally like to use the largest clips that are available. For my Desert Eagles, I will use a 10 round clip, and for my X16s I'll use a 26 round clip because the clip decreases your aim down sight speed, I believe, and your sprint to fire speed, but this does not matter at this point since we're basically hip firing, and as long as you can spam that as fast as you can, the better. Now your reload speed is decreased, so adding a longer clip would also help with that. You wouldn't have to reload quite as often as you would if you had the smaller clips. Now these pistols themselves aren't exactly the strongest, and they do have a lot of flaws and drawbacks. For one thing, you can't just run around with these pistols like in previous games. Like back in the day, if you had a dual-wheel Desert Eagles, you would be able to murder everybody that came across your path. But not in Modern Warfare 2020 or 2019. It is not the exact same as the old games. In this game, you cannot run around using dual-wheel pistols, or Akimbo pistols as they're called, as a primary weapon. This is not a choice that makes sense, nor is this a choice that's good or smart. You will be murdered because other guns are way faster and way more broken than the Akimbo pistols. Another really big drawback to this is that the pistols do not give you any excess ammo. You are still given 3 clips as every other gun is, and for every single pistol, as when they're akimbo, you only have 3 clips, 2, 1 in each gun, and then 1 spare clip, meaning only 1 gun can be fully reloaded, which I really don't like. But to counteract this, I run scavenger perk under my perks so that I'll be able to pick up ammo and increase the bullet capacity in some way of the gun. The only downside to having to use that is that you lose 1 perk slot and you have to run around and claim the dead bodies. If you are someone that camps, like I often do with my Car 98, you cannot run out and get those bodies and get that scavenger perk to use. With these guns, you're most likely going to be doing a lot of running around, so I would run battle hardened on your classes, and I would run stim no matter what, because when you stim with this, your left hand is used for the stim, but your right hand is not used for the stim. Your right hand still stays on the gun, which means as you stim yourself, you're able to still shoot, although your fire isn't very sustainable, and your fire is going to be hip fire, not aiming down sights. Now, there is one situation where you are able to aim down sights, and honestly this one surprised me. If you're climbing up a ladder, for example in Rust in the center, as you're climbing up, your character will automatically pull out a pistol. And if you're using Akimbo, or if you're not using Akimbo, you will still have 1 pistol in your right hand. This is very useful for clearing out areas, and it's also very useful for being able to aim down sights and being very accurate with your shots, as like I always say, you're not able to aim down sights using Akimbo. Now remember, I don't work for Infinity Ward. They've been stealing my money for months. I've been stealing theirs. And I'm not an expert on any of these things. There are better videos out there that you could be watching. But if you have stayed tuned and watched the whole thing, I want to thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart. And I want to ask you just to like, share, subscribe, comment, favorite, all that wonderful stuff. I'm KTB Gaming, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.